guys, welcome to Nerdbites. This is going to be my spoiler-free review for Deadpool 2. Yeah, spoiler-free. I will be doing a spoiler-filled video in a few days, so make sure you keep a lookout for that. But this one is spoiler-free, no plot details, no telling of what's going on, just a nice rough idea of what I thought of the film. So, Deadpool 2. The first Deadpool was just an absolute and amazing accomplishment. Everything we wanted out of a Deadpool character in a Deadpool film. Ryan Reynolds absolutely nailed it. And we're back for a second outing. Directed by David Lecce, I think his name is. I can't remember his name properly, but he directed the John Wick, which was really well received by many people. So yeah, he's directing this one, and we have Josh Brolin as Cable as well, which is really cool. And then we have some other characters as well, like Domino and some other like X-Force characters that are coming into it. And yeah, it was a really kind of fun second outing. It's very different to the first one, although still hitting similar beats to the first one. But it had a different message, I suppose. The main plot of the story is Deadpool's trying to save this kid because Cable's trying to get to him, and then he has to try to form a group and everything to get him to stop him, blah blah blah, and that's how it kind of unfolds. I will say as well, the action set pieces are really awesome. Obviously, because of the director, he's renowned for some really good action set pieces, and you get quite a lot of that in here, especially as you see in the trailers, the one on the highway bridge and everything with the truck. That entire scene was just nail biting, just good fun action, all the while being absolutely hilarious at the same time. Yeah, the comedy's absolutely perfect. The jokes, there's only maybe a couple of times it didn't land, but overall the jokes were hilarious. All them, like loads of them, fourth wall breaking, and it was perfect Deadpool. Everything about it just worked really well for me, and I can't complain about that. There are a few twists and turns in this, a few things that I didn't expect to happen. One thing halfway through the film is absolutely hilarious. I will get to it in spoilers, but if you know what I'm talking about, just that complete right turn for what I expected to happen was brilliant. And there's also a few cameos in there as well. Again, not going to be spoiling anything here, but I thought they were great. I also thought the reveal of a certain character was awesome as well, really cool. Negatives. I suppose the first act up until the point where Cable's introduced, I think it was a little bit choppy. It wasn't that bad. It just seemed to be like, right, let's just get this going so we can get to the point where Cable arrives, and it just felt a bit quick and choppy. Apart from the actual intro title card, because that was brilliant. At the start, I didn't think they were going to do it. Like the way they kicked into the film, it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, and then they kick into it later on, and it awesome. Again, another negative I would say, maybe, like I said, a couple of the jokes didn't land as well as the last film, but overall, I think most of them pretty much landed and they were hilarious. There were some great funny moments in this. Once Cable was introduced, the pacing really does pick up. It just keep going and going, and they do develop the character of Deadpool a lot more in this. There is quite a few scenes where he's not in the Deadpool suit and we're kind of getting used to the character Wade Wilson and whether he's got feelings and all this kind of stuff. And sometimes it kind of, I was a little bit like, oh, let's get on with the jokes and get on with the fun bit, but we do get plenty of that to redeem it, so it's kind of alright. That you do need to kind of flesh the character out a little bit, and what they decide to do in this movie, it does flesh him out, but it just takes a little bit of time, so you just have to sit there and kind of, you know, deal with it until you get to the real good Deadpool bits. Another thing that's a lot better in this than the last one is the CGI. The special effects, obviously with a much bigger budget this time, because the last time was a more modest budget because people weren't sure whether it would make a lot of money. It made so much money that they put more money behind this one, and the CGI is a lot better. It really is a lot more polished, especially with people like Colossus. He's back obviously with Negasonic and a few other characters, and he's a lot more polished. He looks a lot more real. So yeah, I can't really complain that much about the CGI and the special effects. I think they've done a much better job than last time because naturally the budget is bigger. End credit scenes as well, I'll get into them in the spoilers. There is two, they're kind of like mid-credit scenes. There isn't one right at the very end, so you don't have to stay right to the very end, but they're two kind of mid-credit scenes, so make sure you stick around for them because they're absolutely hilarious. Overall guys, Deadpool 2 was really amped up for me, amped up for a lot of people. We were really expecting a lot because of the first one. It was always going to be difficult because the first one introduced you to the character and what they were expecting to do and what we wanted. With this, we're continuing it but having to flesh out characters, so it was always going to be a bit difficult, and as I said, it didn't always land perfectly, but overall it's a hilarious film. The jokes were funny, the action was a lot of fun, the story was, you know, reasonably simple, but it, you know, fleshed out a little bit more this time. It wasn't a perfect movie, it had its flaws. I think it was just under the first one for me. I think the first one was just slightly better, but I still had a great time at the cinema. I really enjoyed it. I do recommend you go and see it because it is a lot of fun, and I'm going to give it a nice healthy 3 stars. So that's what I thought of Deadpool 2. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments or send me an email. You can also find me in the various social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Tumblr. Just type in Nerdbytes anywhere and I'm sure you'll find me. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. And of course, keep it nerdy.